Well, for this subject, we will need Prince to get through it. And yes, by the way, I do have a Prince story from living in Minnesota. But now we are on to Naked Man, the Washington State Naked and Confused, maybe I should say, being. This is a video I did a while back. It's bad. I'm just picking up the graphics because I can't find the original, and it appears to have been wiped from the web, so I'll see if we can pull back on it. I don't know if I did or not. But in 2013, I went into a coma. Was not on my bucket list. And when I came out of it, I was given this by Washington State. It was a trifold brochure with this little confused naked being on a rock. And let me see if I pull back there. I pull back here. It says this little naked being on a rock who's just all confused and has nothing but questions. And it's just your kind of dopey, low level. It's not, that's a little bit Madison Avenue there. But the rest of it is just, let me see, there's kind of a dopey thing on the inside. But the big thing is, call us. And here's the number. Here's the number, and then there's the confused person, not so confused anymore, right? They've sort of morphed into a being, and they're getting a call, making a call, getting answers. I mean, I thought it was really cheesy, and I probably would have just forgotten it right then and there, but it was given to me over and over again. Doctor's offices, rehabilitation, vocational. Everywhere I went, my apartment was suddenly littered with this thing, right? And let me see. Contact our website. Okay, so I decided at some point, okay, I will contact them. I will call them. And there was never an answer, ever. And I don't even know if this address is even real, or if it's like, like some sort of, going off the cliff in the wheelchair kind of thing, or if it's just fake. So I remember, at first it was just like, oh, I call this number and, no one answers, and I think maybe they're busy. I got kind of nervous. And then it was like, okay, they really aren't answering. Like, wow, I've been doing this for a month, right? And it also had this, it had an option, dial this if you want to, if it's urgent. And I never hit it for a long time, and then finally I started hitting urgent. Nothing. We're talking about months, it's not days or weeks. And I did have questions. So, then I started to see them though, like in government, everything. And I dug, and it kind of blows my mind because here I am just getting out of a coma, and it was not in the pamphlet at all, and I really had to dig for it. And I found an actual email address because I thought I need to start, I need to somehow contact them. For some reason I thought they would help because everyone was giving me this form, right? And so they're, wow, and this is what they get paid, by the way. And the sorry, that was some sort of weird crime thing someone sent me. Okay, so this was a huge amount of money that somebody was making who was like never there. There was no help, support, or advice. And at this point, I actually started asking people that I would meet who were, you know, going through Voc Rehab, or even when I was filming down on the street, if I saw someone that looked like they were there because, you know, they'd had a terrible problem. Everyone seemed to know deeply about this brochure, okay? Like everyone downtown. I wonder who got paid for, you know, printing it up or drawing it up. So I emailed Jerry, I think was his name. There were like 2 emails. So I emailed it and said, like, who are you? How much do you make? Why don't you ever answer your phone? I've been trying for literally months. Well, weirdly, the next morning was Sunday morning. I just remember it so clearly. I got a call before 7 a.m. from this freaked out guy named Jerry saying, who are you? How did you get my email address? Blah, 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 blah. And it was basically the guy that was running this little scam site who never ever answered his phone, but then made it a point to call me before 7 a.m. on a Sunday morning after I had emailed him the night before. He was just all about covering his arse. And it's really bad because they hand these out to the most disenfranchised. You know, in a way, it's a good thing I went through the coma, because I would not have known about this if I was still working at Sullivan and Cromwell, right? Or if I even would have chanced to have seen it on the subway, I would have assumed you dialed the number. I was cynical enough to know that it would be cheesy at the other end, but I would think that, well, maybe if you pushed hard enough or did something, you know, you might get somewhere with it. And it was just the height of cynicism. But this isn't even it. I kind of got to be in my bonnet because I live near the state capitol. And by the way, this is not because people are Asian. And by the way, I even have some, they just found out, Genghis Khan in myself, they say. So I've got that Mongol warrior spirit, but in living near the Capitol, the state shirkers get paid to go for walks. And so they walk around, and so you hear them, right? You hear them talking, chatting. And there were groups, and it became more and more prevalent, of speaking only Chinese, not even speaking English. Never, just walking around as if you didn't even know English. And see, this one, she wasn't really that thrilled. And so I kind of stopped filming because I was sort of starting to get, you know, called out. This one's got a little better sense of humor about it, but wow. Imagine that one in China at a prison camp, right? She would have had my head. Oh my God. So, you know, I was kind of filming a bunch of these for a while, but I thought, wow, I'm nuts. But at the same time, it's like, wow. So then I started seeing the CAP is what it was called, Client Assistance Program, in their own stuff, but it wasn't like part of their stuff. And I was like, it doesn't say .gov at the end, it says .org. Why are you giving this group? So I made a written request, and this could be the lady I made it to. Her name was Kathy Frey, and she was with the Department of Health, because that's what it was advertised under, records. And I wanted to get every record I could about what this CAP was, and you know, what the salaries were. And, you know, this guy, Jerry's been doing it, by the way, since 1971. He's probably been eating at the Space Needle every day for lunch since 1971. Little bubbles there. That's about it, everyone. So anyway, I went to Kathy and she refused to give me any records, and not only refused, but literally chased me out of the building. And her assistant, who was just like this nice guy, was so embarrassed. I remember him just looking at the ground just in shame. He couldn't believe it. She was truly a dragon lady.